guys, welcome to the Rude Customers podcast. I am Blossom.
And I'm Dave. How you doing? Good morning.
Good morning. It's 7:50 a.m.
Do you know where your children are?
I was thinking actually the same thing. I was like in my head before we started. I was just like, it's 7 in the morning. I really was thinking the same thing as we were setting up. I was like, do you know where your children are? Literally in my head.
It's a famous meme. It's one of the early memes.
Wow. But it's usually at 10 p.m. though, not 10 p.m. at night. Not in the morning. But no, it's funny that you thought that because I was saying that in my head.
Any time of day. It's a perfect, appropriate time. It's like it's just something that sticks in your head whenever you hear it. You bam. Do you know what you should know?
We decided that we were going to commit to talking about rude customers or just things in the industry, the delivery industry, the retail industry, the basically rude customers industry.
Anything in service. Mm-hmm. And here's the thing. I got what time is it now? 7:50 you said?
7:51.
I got 2 hours and 9 minutes before I got to deal with some of the rudest customers on the planet.
Oh, wow.
I work at a pawn shop.
You know what? I deal with one rude person only twice a week. And that's and that's on Saturdays and Sundays. I am free Monday through Fridays, but however, I do work Saturdays and Sundays, and I deal with one rude person, and he is in fact a rude customer.
He's a client. Clients and customers, same things?
No, I mean he's literally. I've witnessed him be rude. He's a rude. So we will actually get into the person that is a client of mine because I work privately, caregiving, changed career paths and all that stuff. But it's interesting because we'll get into that. But
it's interesting.
I know. Actually, let's just get into it now because you actually don't know what I have here. Don't read it.
I'm not reading it.
But I wanted to talk about it. But first, let me talk about this rude client.
Okay. It's too good.
So
how are we referring to him?
Let's call him.
Can we call him Rufus?
Rufus?
Yeah, we'll call him Rufus. It's a great name. It hardly gets you. When was the last time you've met a Rufus?
I've never met a Rufus.
You've never met a Rufus?
No.
There's some Rufuses out there. Rufus is in the house. How about Wolford?
I like Rufus.
You know that in another world, Wolford was supposed to be my first name?
No.
Yeah, for a time I was supposed to be Wolford William, my last name.
And none of those will fit. None of those things fit. No, they'll call you Will. They'll call you Will.
Well, yeah, last names still fit. Last name ended up sticking. Or middle name, ended up sticking.
What was middle name? What's your middle name? William?
You didn't know my middle name was William?
No. You don't even know my middle name. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, I do. You told me your middle name.
What's my middle name?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I thought. He doesn't even know my middle name, so I don't feel bad. But real quick, I have a client that I work with.
I feel like I do know your middle name.
Okay, well, what is it? What is it?
I don't know. It's not. It starts with an M?
No.
No,
okay.
I don't know your middle name.
Nope.
Client.
So the client that I work with on the weekends, it's obviously worth it because I don't work Monday through Fridays. I work Saturdays and Sundays. And so it's worth it financially, trust me. But because he's really well off, he's the type of person that thinks that he can just pay anybody. Money solves problems. He's the type of person that is just like, we went into a Chase Bank the other day, and mind you, he does have a physical thing going on, but it's nothing serious. It's kind of equivalent to a broken arm. You know what I mean? It's nothing serious.
For all you broken arm sufferers out there, we do feel your pain. We're not trying to be insensitive to your plight.
Mm-hmm. Sorry if you can hear the fire.
Something's burning.
Or the ambulance. I don't know what I hear. I think I hear cop cars too.
I think it's a little mix of everything.
Yeah.
It's Christmas It's Christmas Day.
But we go into Chase Bank, and he sees this whole entire line, and he completely just walks past everybody, and he's like, I have a broken yada yada yada. I need some help now. Mind you, he's perfectly fine. There's a chair, just sit down, and you can wait until, the next person, wait like everyone else. He absolutely refuses and goes to one of the bank tellers. How there's bank tellers that's up front, but then there's some in the back that deal with a bunch of stuff. Well, he goes to, it just walks in the back and he goes, I need help now. And, you know, and clearly they've dealt with him before, because one of the bank tellers like, sir, well, just wait a minute, you know? And then finally, like after 2 minutes later, he still cuts everyone and is able to get the help that he needed. And it sucks because I'm like, is it because of the money that was in his bank account? Because, you know, he had ordered money that you can't get at the bank because it was a large sum. So they had to, you know, set up an arrangement to give him the money. But it just sucks because those people, it was raining outside too, and those people that were waiting in line completely had to wait for like 30 minutes because this man, you know, the client that I have was being really difficult, was being a rude customer. Yeah. And the thing about this client, it gives me so much anxiety when I have to go to, we went to Dick's Sporting Goods the other day because he wanted some hiking boots, and he made the whole entire store stop for him. He couldn't wait. He's like, how long are we going to be there? Because I have to, where do you have to go,
He's got places
dude?
to be. He's a power mover.
I know. Like, you have nowhere to go. Mind you, he's on the board of some very significant companies out here in these streets.
He's a personal shopper.
They don't do shit. I've seen what someone on a board does. Absolutely nothing.
Oh, it's a mental toll.
Yeah, they just go to a country club, drink, and have laughs. That
takes a lot out of you mentally. They're struggling. You know, you got to be a little bit more sensitive to their plight, Blossom. You know? Jesus.
So anyways, that's like my little short story. I could obviously get into it more, but there's more stories.
He's a pistol, that one.
Yeah.
He's something. He definitely constitutes. I wouldn't even be surprised if we came across a story about him on one of these one day.
No, one day. No, he's going to be, remember last year there was that story, and I can see him being that person one day. Last year there was that story happening in Connecticut, and it was like viral. Yeah. It was, I think I forget. It was like in this little rich town where this man had walked in and treated, like, was it at a Robex or something? He treated this smoothie place so horrible or whatever.
Oh, I vaguely remember that.
Yeah, but it was in Connecticut, and it was like, I was like, that could have been Rufus.
Yeah, Rufus is up to no goods up in Connecticut. Yeah, it's funny. The retail market in Connecticut is just weird. People hear that they hustle and bustle, and there's a lot of rude customers and interactions, and I'm probably guilty of it myself. And I wonder if it's because we're used to speaking so quickly online now. I think it is for me. Because, like, online, I keep my answers short and succinct. And in person, I'm quite long-winded, if you didn't know. So I think sometimes you get cross-brained. And I'll just...
Oh, like what you would say online, you're now saying to the teenager that works at Robex?
Yeah, I'll be a little more short. Now, he doesn't have this excuse. He's older, so he doesn't really have this excuse. But it might just be the culture. You know, people speak a little more quicker and more curt than they did in the past, I feel. They're not trying to coddle. Like, they're just talking a little bit shorter sometimes. I know I'm guilty of it. So maybe that has something to do with it, but he's also just Rufus.
Yeah, he's very... my way or no way.
Ooh. But it's the era in which he lived, too. I mean, there's a lot of privileges he could have pulled that day at that bank, and he chose the handicapped one. Good for you, Rufus. He could have pulled a couple different cards. He went with that one.
Do you know who I am?
Do you know who I am?
Yeah.
See, that's why I can't be around people like that, because I'd be like, you mean was? I'm brutal. I'm vicious.
Okay, so this is a story that I actually pulled up this morning, and you're not supposed to still see it.
Oh, I'm not looking nowhere. I'm just seeing words. My bad.
Yeah.
I did not read it.
Okay, did you not? Okay.
I saw the words New York. That's all I saw.
Okay, so this is a story, guys, that's it's a very interesting Uber Eats, DoorDash. DoorDash and Uber Eats. Are they together now? Okay, anyways, because I thought Postmates was rooming with Uber Eats, and now...
DoorDash and Uber. Now, that would be a weird one to merge.
No, because when I ordered that Indian food, I ordered through Uber Eats, but on the receipt it said DoorDash.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I thought that was interesting too, and I was like, okay.
I've been noticing a lot of weird stuff with the food delivery in general lately.
I'm like,
their GPS
oh, y'all just be one thing, so you all could be better.
Yeah,
just be one thing. But anyways, so here the article says this: DoorDash and Uber Eats are moving tip prompts to after deliveries are completed following a new mandate in New York City. The online food delivery platforms announced the move to prompt customers in New York City to tip workers after a delivery is completed after the city mandated an increase in I can't say
minimum.
Yeah, there we go. I can't say it. Min hourly wages for workers that will eventually raise to just under $20 per hour by 2025. Here's what to know about the change for New York City customers and food delivery workers. That sucks already because they're moving like the tip prompts from like before I felt like a lot of delivery people were getting more tips because it reminded the person before they even got that Uber or ordered that Uber Eats or DoorDash that, oh, hey, do you want a tip? For me personally, I've always still tipped after anyways, because
I'm an after
like
tipper
even
as
last
well.
night, like I tipped the guy $10, but then I was like, he was really nice, so I moved it up to $15, but he was just really nice. Like, I don't know, like he was just super 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 nice, and like
Like, what did he
like,
do?
no, he was just really nice. Like he was just like, oh, I thought he was just filled with energy, and he was just like, oh, I came over here, and I thought it was over there, and
Oh yeah,
but he was
GPS
like,
is all messed up.
I know, but he's like, enjoy your food, enjoy your night. I'm like, thank you. Okay. And I went upstairs all like, oh, okay, I'm gonna enjoy my food. And I tipped him. I edited the tip and tipped an extra $5. I was like, he was filled with energy. I liked him. So I don't know, but I still do it. My whole point is that I still do it. Oh my gosh, I'm dying to see what my Uber Eats bill is for the year. You think it's 10 grand?
Don't look at it. I mean, honestly, don't look at it. I think it's over 10 grand.
What?
Yeah. I know what we were spending when maybe if you wouldn't have met me, maybe you'd be somewhat okay under that number. But I just thinking about some of those months when, man, I can think of one instance in a 3-day period, maybe even a 2-day period where there's no question you busted a G.
What?
The Red Lobster 3-day. No question.
Did I have 3 days?
3 days in a mother effing row from Red Lobster. 3 days in a row, and I know that order well.
Yeah, we're not gonna look at what we ordered.
Look at it. Just let it go.
If you want us to,
Elsa.
however, leave a comment below if you want us to. But you know what? This is our first video. Most likely, not a lot of people are gonna watch this.
Yeah,
so we're gonna be lucky enough that no one's gonna leave a comment below.
But if you're looking at this like back years from now after we're famous and we've made it, hold us accountable because I'm telling you.
And we were in the year of what? Remind us.
All rolled 2023.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not going to look at it because I started
Don't
looking
look at
at previous things yesterday. I was coming up the steps too, and I was like, ooh,
Yeah.
I kept seeing too many 280s,
It's bad.
260s,
Yeah, that's what I'm
260s,
saying.
250s, 250s.
And
I was
there's
like,
a lot of them.
ooh. I was like, what the I order?
Yeah, what didn't you order is more accurate. We really did go crazy. And she's the sweetest, man. She always orders for me. Like, always gets me something. Yeah, it's always very sweet of her to do.
Yeah. All right. So I just want to finish reading this real quick. So in New York City, both Uber Eats and DoorDash will move the prompt for customers to tip. DoorDash said the option to tip within the app for customers in New York City will move to after checkout. Customers will be able to tip their delivery worker after checkout and up to 30 days after they order. And DoorDash said 100% of the tips will go directly to the worker.
That's good.
It's good, but here's the thing. Sometimes a lot of people forget. And people don't want to tip, so it's easy to forget. And I've noticed too, I've been guilty of this. Sometimes I would forget, like when I needed a Uber ride from the airport from JFK to Connecticut, you know, after I was done with the ride, I'm like, oh, okay. I never thought about, I was like, great, I'm at home, you know, I'm unpacking my stuff and things like that. And I didn't think about, I forgot to tip the guy until my next Uber drive to another place. I was like, oh shoot. And so then I ended up tipping the guy and I'm like, oops, you know, and that was like 15 or 20 days later, I forgot. And my whole entire point is that the drivers are now going, at least in New York City, they're going to be paid less because people are going to forget or they don't want to tip. And I do think that it's a duty for these delivery app services to kind of chip in when people don't tip. I think there should be something in place because I understand that this whole industry has grown and now you have people, customer service people and all that, but like at the end of the day, these companies are still profiting significantly because the way how their model works for, we provide the car, we provide, we're driving, you know what I mean, like they do the bare min. So
yeah, they set up a rideshare site. It's like everything else is on everybody else.
Yeah.
It's yeah, I mean the whole thing, there's really no good way to go about it. So it's like I think they're trying to figure out something to do and see if this works, and then after this doesn't work, they go on to the next thing. I don't know. Oh, look at that handsome devil.
I'm pulling up. So Dave sent me. I'm gonna read like one review. Dave sent me some Yelp reviews, and they're hilarious.
We got some good ones in there.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, by the way, last night I got left by an Uber.
Why?
Actually, it was Lyft.
Why?
They didn't want to take the ride. So I waited out in the cold for 15 minutes.
But that's not like the company's fault.
No, I'm saying, but he was rude. He was
Why was he rude?
It's just the way he told me to get out. I got in the car, got comfortable. Then he's like, "You need to get out of the car." I'm like, "What?" He goes, "I'm not taking this ride." I go, "What? Oh, you have a 5-star rating, bro. I've never been told to get out of a car before. What are you talking about?" He goes, "I'm like, first off, it's 40 minutes away." And he goes, and then I just said, "Screw it. I'm not going to argue with the guy," and I got out. But he was just very, very rude. I didn't like the way he was. He was just like, "No, you need to get out." I'm like, "What?"
Oh.
Yeah, he didn't. He wasn't like, "Oh man, I didn't know," or anything like that. He was just like, "You need to get out."
Honestly, though,
like
you're
that.
not okay. I'm not blaming you, but I wasn't there, so I don't know. I
just sat down in the car. I literally sat down in the car, put my headphone on, was watching Rick and Morty. I was vegging out. I didn't do anything. And then this guy was like, "You need to get out." I'm like, "What?" Huh? I was like, what do you mean? Just the way he said it. It was like, what? It would have been like, oh man, I had no idea that it was that far. But it's not a far one. And the next guy, right? He goes, "Man, I'm so glad I picked this up." I go, "Thank you." I just got left in the freaking cold. He goes, "Someone left you?" He goes, "You live next to." We don't live in this city, but we live somewhat close. 15, 20 minutes. You live by Hartford, man. Why wouldn't? Dude didn't want to make money. Dude, I'm like, I respect you, bro, because you get it. If you're a 5-star worker on Uber, go get that money. Go make those big long hauls. Go make that money.
I get it. Some people don't. The problem is too with these apps. Some people, they hear the like dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun, and then you have like only a certain amount of seconds to press it before someone else accepts it. So you're pressing it, not really seeing all the full details. In some situations, if you are not ranked 5 stars or so, you can't.
He was.
No, not on your side.
Yeah.
But on his side, like if his acceptance rate is low or so, Uber Eats won't let you see how far your trip is, or they won't let you. Have to be able to have on his side, not customer side. You have to be able to have a high acceptance rate. I think it's like 98 or 97.
I want to say
rate.
he did. He was a super driver.
No, you won't be able to see that.
No, I know, but I mean, he 5-star with thousands of rides.
It doesn't matter because it doesn't matter. I used to be an Uber driver, and it doesn't matter. You have to be able to see his acceptance rate and stuff. So I don't know. Either way, my whole entire point is that it goes pretty fast. So it's easier to just press on it and then decide to decline the ride. But
when can you see the details? Like,
so
after
you can
you
see not even. I don't think it's after you accept it. Sometimes it's hard to even do that. Okay,
because it was 15 minutes I waited.
I think
that's
you can.
a long time.
If I'm recalling, I think it's easier for you. Because I think you still can, but if I'm recalling, I think it's easier for you to see the details after you've picked up the rider. after you've already picked him up and pressed that button to go,
Do
then
a
you're
courtesy.
like, yeah.
do a courtesy. If you see that you're going to make the passenger wait, or if it's not even your fault, if the passenger's going to wait 15 minutes, check the details.
These
Check the
apps
details.
make it
If you
hard.
can.
These apps make it really, really hard for you to go in and see exactly your driving distance until now you can see it very clearly after
Yeah.
you've picked up the customer, but I just remember it becoming a little bit more harder for me to see it until after I've picked up the customer, and then you're really being able to see, you're like, oh, okay. So, but like I said, it goes into like ranks of where you are on the app and stuff. I don't
can't
know
really
if it's
compare.
changed.
One was Uber, one was Lyft. So
I don't know if it's changed since then, and Lyft may even be worse, because they say out here in the streets, and I've driven for Lyft and Uber, that Uber's more accommodating as a driver or someone working for Uber than Lyft is. So I can only imagine what he was provided or given for Lyft.
I will say this: the Lyft one was $16 cheaper than the Uber one. That's why I picked it.
But
And
Lyft
then
also pays you less as well.
Yes, I mean, like I understand why you wouldn't want to take. But here's the thing: I'm also very, very, very aware of it. I was gonna give the dude $25 cash. Like I do that on those long trips. So it's
But they
like,
don't know that.
no, I know, but I mean, I try to always take care. And if he wouldn't have been rude, I would have said it. I would have been like, yo, I'll throw you an extra 25 if you just take the trip, because I didn't want to go back out in the cold. It was cold, man. It was windy. I was like, I don't want to wait another dude. But he was just rude about it, so I didn't even make the offer. But the other guy got some espresso coffee beans from a dispensary in Massachusetts as my thank you last night, because he was freaking awesome. He was awesome. That dude was great, man. He had stories. We talked for about 15 minutes, and I vegged out and watched Rick and Morty, and he just blasted some music. It was a great time. He's awesome. I was like, you're great. You're a good guy. Here's some THC beans.
Oh gosh.
They were good.
I'm reading this article you gave me, and I think it's the wrong one. Hold on. Oh, I think maybe this was it that you gave me.
There were two sent back to back.
There were two. So this is the first one. And then I think... Okay, this was it.
There you go.
Alrighty. Let's see. Alright, so I'm going to read one of these reviews because they're hilarious. They are Yelp reviews. And it's a 1-star. Okay. This person who used, to give you some context, it says, this person who used a cafe's free Wi-Fi then had the audacity to get food from another restaurant.
Oh, we can even identify a little with this one. We have a slight story with that. Recent. Vegas.
Oh, let's not. Let's not. But, what was I going to say? I remember something like this happened when I lived in California, where we went into, sorry, that restaurant he mentioned, bad vibes. Anyways, this story reminds me of when I lived in Lompoc, California, and there was, a lot of kids that always come into this cafe. And these ladies would be so polite. And I always thought it was just the nicest thing ever. They would be like, okay, hi. And then they would go upstairs, because this cafe had a nice little upstairs area. And they would like, just to let you guys know, in order to stay here, you just have to buy something. It could be anything. And they were always sweet, because I would go there all the time with my friend. And I would always see them go up to people and say it. And people had mad respect for these ladies. They were like, okay, yeah, we'll get a muffin, you know?
Yeah.
So it was, you know, there's a way to go about it too.
Absolutely.
And then some people can be rude because they're like, what are you doing? You know.
I can't eat food at a table. Yeah.
Okay, do you want to read it?
Oh yeah, I'll read this one. Sure. Why did you confront me all of a sudden when I had been doing the exact same thing for months? And you had to have known about it. There's probably a better way to talk to one of your most loyal customers who always purchases items when he comes into one of your tables. You just lost one of your best customers.
Oh my gosh.
Lost it. So this guy's very upset. Oh, and there's a response. Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't see the response at first. I'm owner. I knew you would post something after I call you out on your socially unacceptable behavior. You spend hours working at our cafe and have the nerve to leave your laptop at the table during a busy lunch to go get food from another restaurant and bring it in. Who does that? We provided you a workspace in which you use our free Wi-Fi for months now. I am so sorry it was too loud for you.
Oh, wow.
Dramatic. I like that though.
Oh, wow.
I like that. So I like that the owner actually responded in this one. I'm not always a big fan for responding to criticisms and bad takes and things like.
No, actually, I find really good people who care. At least the restaurants that I've worked at, the local restaurants, private restaurants, where I've worked with the actual chef. No, I find it very refreshing, and I find that it's actually a green flag when a restaurant owner responds to the Google reviews and the Yelp reviews, because that really is a huge indication that they give a shit.
No, what I was saying was, no, I do agree with that. They should be responding, but you don't respond to all the crazy things. You don't respond to that wasn't what I was trying to say. You don't respond to all of them. You pick and choose the ones. This one was personal, which it makes sense for him to respond to. So I'm glad that he did that, because you can't let that stuff happen when it's a personal one. But you don't want to respond to too many, because then that's taking up your entire life.
That's true.
You're giving the power to them that are trying to, because most of it's bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of the Yelp reviews are bullshit. So you got to know which ones to respond to and which ones not to. That one you have to.
Mm-hmm.
That dude was a jerk.
Yeah. I mean, there's just so many jerks and rude customers out here in these streets.
There's a lot of rude customers out here in these streets.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm getting more and more depressed that I have to go deal with them. So it's a sad, sad day.
I get depressed on Fridays because I really do. I get depressed in the mornings. Because it's like one more day until I have to deal with this rude client again.
And she's a trooper too, and she's got to drive a good distance. So you got to think about the dread for like an hour and a half there. Yeah. I feel terrible for her. Oh. Terrible for you.
Thanks.
There.
I'm trying not to think about it. I'm like, why did my week go by so fast? And it's already Tuesday. So I'm like, damn, I only have 3 more days until I have to go back to him again.
3 more Rufus free days.
And oh my gosh, this is what my supervisor sent me. Okay, so it is a private client. It's very confusing. So it's private, but I get paid. I don't really work for this agency. He wants his insurance to pay me half. So I still get Blossom's rate that I charged him for per hour. But because he wants my insurance to pay me half, I have to go through this agency for like half of it. So so they already know. They're like, if you quit with this person, you're going to have to break it off because you know him longer than we have. They're like it's a really weird, it's not your normal caregiving agency relationship.
And let's just say everyone's well aware of how Rufus is.
Yeah, they're like, you're doing us a favor. So he sent me, I hope Rufus was in better form. You are amazingly patient. Thank you for your help. Best. Yeah. So he'll like just send me messages all the time when Rufus gets on his nerves. And he's like, I don't get how you do it. And now I kind of split it up with the agency too, so that way they're not taking on him, because he's such a huge liability for a lot of reasons. But
that he is.
Yeah. But any last words?
No, I think episode 1 in the official episode 1
in
the books. We had a pilot, but this is official episode 1. And I just want to say thank you guys for being here, and thank you for doing this with me. I mean, letting me do this with you, rather. It's cool to be a part of this channel, and we're gonna have a lot of fun here. So appreciate you guys, and make sure you grab. Just be nice to everybody. Just be nice. Just be nice.
Or more importantly,
be nice.
Oh, I saw this this tweet yesterday of everyone should be allowed. I actually posted it on the Rude Customers Instagram page.
By the way, go follow the Rude Customers Instagram page.
Real quick, it's funny. It says people who work in retail at Christmas should be allowed to fight one rude customer a day. So I thought that was funny.
Absolutely. I would take just a punch card where you get one punch, free punch a day. Because I think you got to fight. You got to fight these guys. You got to fight some of these guys. I would have accepted once a week or once a month, but I like once a day. Let me fight one of these guys once a day.
Yeah, and 175 people liked it. So that was funny.
We going viral.
Yes, viral. Woo. But anyways, we'll see you guys tomorrow on the next video.
Make sure you're checking out the YouTube page as well, where we also put content every single day. Like, subscribe, and support.
Bye.
Bye.